What's good, YouTube and Twitch? We have the open chat live here on YouTube and Twitch while we're streaming, and Simo's in the chat. He actually just dropped the trap effect, but ready for dual also refreshes, so thank you, Simo, so much. But we have a whole new Demise King of Armageddon archetype here, and it's pretty exciting. There were Demise decks before Card of Demise, and there's this terrifying ritual card where you pay 2,000 and it blows up all cards on the field. It got power crept over time, it got hit by a ban list, and then Judgment Dragon's a much better card to blow up the field with. But here, Konami revisits it, and it's really cool. They're going back to the ritual. So there's a trap, there's a field spell, there's a ritual spell that looks like it works with pre-prep with some of the cards, and we're gonna get into these cards. So we got the cute little guys here, and they're pretty good so far. Demise Fiend of Armageddon. It's a Dark Fiend ritual effect, 1800/1000. It says you can ritual summon this card with Endless World. This card's name is treated as Demise King of Armageddon while it's face up or in the hand. If this card is ritual summoned, you can destroy a one face-up monster. So it's a little baby effect of Demise King of Armageddon. But this is what kind of makes this card. If this card is sent to the graveyard, it can be milled, tributed. Any way it's sent to the graveyard, you can target a face-up ritual monster you control. While that monster is face-up on the field, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to your ritual monster's effects activations. So it's giving it kind of this immunity to be responded to, which is very, very important. I haven't even gotten to see the new big boss monsters or read them yet, or the trap yet. So let's go ahead and go into the next card. It's Ruin Angel of Oblivion. A Light Fairy ritual effect, a 1700/1000. You can ritual summon this card with Endless of the World. This card's name is treated as Ruin Queen of Oblivion, and it has a mini effect of her too. If this card is ritual summoned, you can activate this effect. This card can make up to 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase this turn, and only this turn, so a little 1700 going after monsters, not the biggest deal in the world. And if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one face-up ritual monster you control. While this monster is face-up on the field, if a ritual monster you control declares an attack, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects, giving it that Armades/Utopia the Lightning-like effect that basically says, all right, you're not responding to this. I'm going to be able to take it through and get whatever I want. It's immunity to effect activation is really good and important. Now, the field spell really synergizes them, but let's go ahead into the trap that I haven't read yet. Alright, you can only use this card's first or second effect once per turn and only once per turn. And it's like the new Ruin lifting up in a battle axe. When this card is activated, banish one ritual monster from your deck. 2, you can send this card to the graveyard to activate one of these effects. Ritual summon the ritual monster banished by this card's first effect by tributing one monster you control or have in your hand whose level exceeds or equals the level of the ritual monster you're ritual summoning, or shuffle one ritual monster from your graveyard into the deck instead of tributing, and then add the monster banished by this card's effect to your hand. So basically, that's really good. You can either decide to add it to your hand or in a sense ritual summon it. Wow. So this just works for ritual summoning. That's crazy. This is actually really insane for the archetype. This is insane for almost all ritual monsters. When this card is activated, banish a ritual monster from your deck. This is generic, isn't it? Wow. This is really cool. This has big implications for other decks. I wonder how Japan and their shirt is doing with this. Unless I'm missing something, this is really big for all ritual summoning decks, perhaps. Maybe I want to Trish you on your turn. But I guess the level needs to exceed, so you can't just like use Shirt's effect right away. And you have to shuffle one ritual monster from your graveyard, so it would have to be Trish and Trish or something like that. And maybe Trish is locked out. Maybe the Necros are worded to where they don't work with this. That's just my like initial reaction and trying to think of how I would break that card. Break of the World, a field spell. Once per turn, you can target a ritual monster you control, reveal one ritual monster from your hand until the end of this turn. The revealed ritual monster's level becomes the same as the targeted monster's level until the end of this turn. So like Domain, it's messing with the levels in your hand, making sure your big ritual monsters will be easy to summon and saving you resources overall. So those level 4s are now really important because they can make your big ones level 4. Once per turn, if Demise King of Armageddon or Ruin Queen of Oblivion is ritual summoned to your field, you can activate one of these effects. You can draw a card or destroy a card on the field. I like this. It's any card. It doesn't say target a card on the field. It says destroy one card. So basically, you can wait for their activations and so forth. this was actually really made better than I thought. On my initial reaction, I'm like, it doesn't do enough, but this actually does a lot for the deck overall. Then we have Endless of the World, which can be pre-prepped overall. We've got this card is used to ritual summon Ruin Queen of Oblivion or Demise King of Armageddon. I'm guessing the big ones are going to be treated as them too. Tribute monsters you control whose total levels equal or exceed the level of the ritual monster you ritual summon, and ritual summon that ritual monster from your hand. So it doesn't have to be exact level. That's always very nice. During your main phase, except during the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can shuffle this card from your graveyard to the deck and add one End of the World from your deck to your hand. So that's the old ritual spell. Then you can add one Ruin Queen of Oblivion or Demise King of Armageddon from your graveyard to your hand. So this is very actually graveyard based, and it's really cool. More main deck to monsters on Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization. I'll take a look on that in a bit. We also have the Demise, Supreme King of Armageddon, Dark Fiend Ritual Effect, level 10, 3,000. You can ritual summon this card with Endless of the World. This card's name is treated as Demise King of Armageddon while it's face up or in your hand, so remember that field spell is going to help. If this card was ritual summoned, ritual monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle, so that's a little important. They can't just Utopia Lightning over you. If this card was ritual summoned only using ritual monsters, you do not have to pay life points to activate its effect. Wow, so that's really synergetic. Once per turn, you can pay 2,000 life points to destroy all as many other cards on the field as possible, and if you do, inflict 200 damage to your opponent for each card destroyed by this effect. Wow, that's pretty good. But you don't control, you know, your own field, so it's basically like the old Demise effect with a damage bonus and an attack bonus, but it's still really, really good. And then it can't be killed by battle. That's nice. We got Ruin Graceful Queen of Oblivion, Light Fairy, level 10, and you can ritual summon this card with Endless of the World if this card's name is treated as Ruin. If this card was ritual summoned, ritual monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects. Alright. So if you have them both out, you kind of have that soft lock unless you get Kaiju'd. Not destroyed by card effects, not destroyed by battle for Demise. If this card was ritual summoned using only ritual monsters, it can make a second attack during each battle phase, and that is direct also. If this card destroys a monster by battle, you can inflict damage to your opponent equal to the destroyed monster's original attack. Much better than the original. They look so nice. I'm pretty darn happy with this, and it looks like we have Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization's Facebook updating with some of the other monsters. So Ready for Duel and Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization, great duel sources, and it looks like Simo in the chat too popping off with their effects if you want to read. We've got a Dark Plant effect level 6/0 here. Interesting. I thought these were spirits at first. I got hyped and told Doug they were spirits. Oops. My bad. You can only use the effect of this card's name's first or second effect per turn, and only once that turn. So you can only use one of these effects, and they're both hard once per turn. You can reveal a ritual monster from your hand, special summon this card from your hand, and add one Diva Ritual monster, except Diva Ritual Talismandra from your deck, which is this card. If this card is special summoned from the deck, you can add one ritual monster from your deck to your hand. You cannot special summon monsters from your extra deck. So I guess it's just like an effect while it's on the field. You can't like use it for link summoning. It's preventing it from being abused for link summoning. We got Deva Ritual Kendall. So like the trap card, it seems like generic ritual support here. You can only use this card's first or second effect per turn, and only once that turn. So again, hard once per turn and restricting you to one. You can reveal one ritual spell from your hand. Special summon this card from your hand and add one Deva Ritual monster, or except for himself, from your deck. If this card is special summoned from the deck, you can add one ritual spell card from your deck to your hand. So it's really cool that it special summons, doesn't eat your normal, and will work with Senju or Manju. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck once again. I think this would have been more effective of a restriction if they like did it to where that lasted for the whole turn. I actually kind of would have liked to see that restriction so that we don't see crazy link summoning and ritual summoning, but most of your resources will be used for ritual summoning. This generic support in the trap was actually rather surprising, and I'm really happy with this overall. It's not Necros 2.0 yet, but it's a really nice like update. It includes the old cards to be playable and work within the archetype without actually just choking them out. It doesn't make it the most busted, crazy thing ever, but it makes it meld really well together. Updates ritual summoning as a whole and as like how it works, and I really, really like what they've done here. Overall, I'm happy. I like this little archetype for ritual summoning and hope that it expands past these two monsters. And big shout outs to Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization, Ready for Duel, and Simo down there in the chat. Thank you so much, Simo, for helping keep us updated too, and everybody who's put up with me. Open chat. Any final thoughts on these cards? You guys around?
Chaos Max for the meme.
Chaos Max for the meme. Just to piss Doug off. Look, these two make level 10. No, you know what I'm saying? Oh, man.